Somewhere in your company, 5 people have written slightly different versions of the same active users by week query. And at least 2 of them are convinced theirs is the right one. That's not a people problem. It's a systems problem. Because SQL is the real operating system of analytics, and when the logic your business depends on lives only in personal notebooks and dashboards, definitions drift quietly and inconsistencies multiply fast. Welcome to Between the Columns, quick, practical videos from Atlan that make modern data concepts easy to understand. So let's break this down. A query library is exactly what it sounds like, a shared place to store useful SQL so people can reuse it instead of reinventing it. And that might sound almost too simple until you realize where most SQL actually lives. Private browser tabs, personal notebooks, old Slack threads, someone's memory. A query library pulls all that tribal knowledge into the open and makes it reusable. What shows up in a good query library? Usually 3 things. First, the starter kit queries, the building blocks, how to join key tables, how to handle date logic, what the grain should be, how to filter correctly. These queries teach structure. Second, the canonical metric queries, the SQL for churn, retention, net revenue, lifetime value, and every other metric with nuance baked in. These prevent teams from reinventing logic with slightly dangerous differences. Third, investigative templates, cohort analyses, anomaly detection, funnel steps, deduping patterns, and backfill logic. The stuff people redo constantly, even when the business question changes. The value of this is practical and immediate. It saves time, but more importantly, it reduces inconsistency. When people reuse vetted queries, you get fewer "why doesn't your number match mine" conversations. And it massively improves onboarding. A new analyst can learn your data model by reading real, trusted queries, not by guessing their way through your warehouse schemas. Now, here's where query libraries get even more powerful when they're connected to context. The best ones don't just store SQL, they store meaning. Who wrote the query? What's it for? What assumptions does it make? When was it last validated? What tables does it depend on? Is it approved for executive reporting or only exploratory work? When you tie a query to lineage, ownership, and usage, it stays healthy as your warehouse evolves instead of silently rotting. To sum it up, a query library is your team's collective memory for SQL. It turns that great query someone wrote last year into a reusable asset so you can move faster, stay consistent, and stop repeating the same mistakes.